Never dull, is it? What's the feeling after that? Relief, elation?
Well, I'm proud of the efforts of the players. I'm proud of their endeavour and their never say die attitude. And you can criticise us tactically, you can criticise us technically, but never criticise our character, because we've got fighters and we'll go to the end. And that's why, you know, other than probably Sunderland in the 72 Football League teams, we're the second team that have lost the least games in 4, and that's, you know, that refuse to lose attitude is the reason behind that.
Did you think it was going to come? I mean, it was
I always believe. I always go to the end, and you know, I want to congratulate the supporters that stayed right to the end. You know, there'd have been a lot of stadiums that would have been empty at that point, and they weren't. They were still there. They were still driving the energy. No doubt they were frustrated, but they kept going and kept fighting with the team. And when that happens and you have that alignment, then you get moments like we did in the 95th, 96th minute.
Thoughts on the performance in general?
I thought the first 10 minutes we had good control. We then made a series of unforced errors that seemed to run right across the team, and we then gave them the momentum. We then lost. We didn't manage a game well enough in that period, and as a result we conceded the first goal, and I thought we brought it upon ourselves, I have to say that, and we need to go away and look at it. There's a lot of expectation here, and I'm actually really proud of that, because when I arrived there was none. Let me tell you, there was none. And this massive club in Lincoln City hadn't finished above 13th in the National League for 5 years. 5 years. And with all of us, the whole group, you know, the whole club has been able to take Lincoln City to a place where we're now 2.5 years later top of League Two, and it's taken a lot of effort and a lot of hard work, and now, as a consequence of the success that we've had, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, winning National League, winning the Checker Trade Trophy, getting to 7th in our first year back in the Football League and getting to the playoff semi-finals, and spending pretty much 99% of this season at the top of League Two, there's a real expectation, and I actually really enjoy that. But at the moment, it's a bit too much for some, it looks. So we've got to try to find a way of getting a bit more rhythm and fluency into our play at home. I think we've lost. Yeah, we've lost that welcome to Central Bank start that we've been able to have in certainly our first 2 years at the club, and we need to try to find that, because in football at home you're always trying to get the game on your terms, and I think you control games through either territory or possession, or ideally both. We wanted to try to, in the first 15 minutes, get controlled by the territory, and then earn the right to then be able to get the control through the possession. But the game plan the game didn't unfold like that, and we didn't execute that, if we're honest. So we need to go back and look at why we made some of the decisions that we did. And then once you start to make some poor decisions, what happened? Like I said, we then started to make some unforced technical errors. And the players are human beings, and they don't always get it right. We're, as a management team, are human beings. We don't always get it right, and we have to understand that and accept that and try to find out the reason why. I think once you can work out why, then you can rectify it. And I think we're aware of what the problems are here, but sometimes it's easy to identify the problems. It's not so easy to find the solutions.
Yeah, I was going to say, you say it's expectations possibly weighing heavily on some of the players. How do you?
Well, no, I think when people, and it's not everyone, it's only, you know, but when people start to feel like they've got a God-given right to turn up and beat Exeter, then it's just not in the real world, because we're Lincoln City, we're not Manchester City, and we are just, at the moment, a League Two team, and we have got no more right than any of the other League Two teams. We don't have greater finances. We don't have greater stadiums. We don't have a greater style of play. We are just a group of really determined, hard-working people, and we know we have to. We know we have to fight really hard to win games. And you know, like I said, I think sometimes everyone needs just to take a bit of a large breath, take a moment, and try to be a bit more realistic, maybe.
Your view on Exeter's goals?
Yeah, I think it was coming. That it's not a foul. Shax wins the ball, so we're disappointed. We're disappointed with the two key decisions for the goal and the penalty, which is I just don't know how he hasn't seen it. And John Brooks is a good referee. I know John. He's come through. He's refereeing at Concord, at Braintree, and now he's refereeing at the Championship. And credit to him. But he got two major decisions wrong tonight, for sure. But that wasn't the reason. That wasn't the reason why we played so poorly first half. We played so poorly first half because we made some poor decisions after about 10 minutes of the game, and then once we made those poor decisions, we made some technical errors, and it kind of was contagious and just spread like wildfire through the team. And then when that happens, which it does happen at times, we didn't manage the moment that well. But like I said, we'll go away and we'll learn, because that's what we do best.
Yeah, Johnny Kins has just been in here. He said that the referee actually apologised to him and admitted he got the penalty decision wrong.
Yeah, I think he was. I spoke to him. He said he didn't have the best view. The referee said he was hoping it was going in. He said then he thought it was going in and it didn't go in. It hit the post, and then all of a sudden the moment had gone. I don't know. Listen, I like I said, I respect him as a referee. I don't think it's an easy job being a football referee. So we feel like some decisions are going against us at the moment, but that in itself is a pretty weak comment, isn't it? So I'd much rather control what we can control, and we know what we can control, and we can learn the reasons why we can't quite find our rhythm at home just recently, but also be realistic enough to know that we've only lost once at home all season, and there's only one other club in the other 72 that have lost less games than we have. So just somehow the club as a whole has to be a bit more realistic, maybe.
Big games come thick and fast. Fast screen. Saturday.
Yeah, really tough. One of the hardest teams to play against, particularly when you've had 2 games in a week and they've had a 3 week. Certainly with the way that they play and try to dominate the ball and make you work without it. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. But like you've seen, like I said, you can criticise my teams technically, tactically, but never criticise their fight or their character, because we have those qualities in abundance.